Let's see. Are we live? Are we live? It's the beginning. Oh, and we are live. Nice. 17 seconds in. Of course, there's technical difficulties. It's like that every single time. Welcome, welcome. Episode 13 of Dad Drones After Dark, where we talk about drones and gossip. This week, unfortunately, Jeff Clementi, our VP of Business Development at Skybrows, will not be able to join because he has familial duties. He is a family man. He has 4 kids, and they're all congregating with the people with even more kids. So tonight I will be doing the podcast solo dolo, and we will be having our guest on, Luis Figueiredo, in a little bit, and I can introduce him and tell you all about Luis. So Luis is a good friend of mine. I've known him for a couple of years now, and he's a detective at Elizabeth Police Department. Luis is started their drone program, which has over 20 pilots at the moment, and he's really forward in terms of adopting technologies, drone technologies, giving feedback, and moving that forward altogether. On top of that, he's just a really charismatic dude, good friend of mine, really good at public speaking. He spoke at DJI Airworks, gave a fantastic presentation, room full of people all looking up to him. You know, he's really good at charming middle-aged men. And without any ado, where's Luis? He's not in the waiting room anymore. But let's look at chat. Hey Richard, how you doing? What's going on? Thanks for coming. Oh, here he is. Now he's in the lobby. Cool. I really need to get a producer for this. Like, I'm just doing so many things in the background right now that makes it hard to multitask. But I'm just gonna share this, and we'll be good to go. And we are good to go, and the charmer of middle-aged men, Luis Figueiredo.
What's up, Bobby? Hold on, I'm talking to him. Hi, Bobby.
Where's the sound effects? There they are.
Hold on. Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Wow. Look at that. Luis Figueiredo.
Listen, I wanted to be cool like you. You don't have it today, but you're normally, I have this thing like hanging off the side, and you're always constantly like reaching in and talking into it.
I know.
So, wanted to be like the cool kids.
Well, this time I can't do it, unfortunately. I'm at my parents' house in New Jersey, about an hour away from you. 50 minutes, an hour away from you. Just visiting family and whatnot. Did a bunch of hectic travel, so I didn't bring my microphone with me. I'm just doing a podcast because, hey, we love podcasting.
We should have done it in person since we were so close.
We should have. It was some serious logistical challenges, though. That was the only downside.
Yeah, we could have met up like halfway or something and like just
Where,
hung out
like a bar?
Hung out like at a bar, like a Home Depot parking lot or something.
Oh, perfect.
In the really cold weather and the snow and all that.
Yeah. Yep. That'd be perfect. It's disgusting here, by the way. I just came back from California, and I mean it's like mid 70s in Southern California. And then
nice. Here
I was
it's
driving like a convertible car and everything. It was so nice. But
yeah, here it's mid-teens, and it looks like all the trees are about to be torn down with all the wind. But yeah, even in Florida. Did you see Florida's like in the 20s and 30s and stuff?
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's cold there too. And we're going on Thursday, so hopefully it warms up by then.
Dang. So for people who don't know, in the chat, Luis has chickens, a lot of chickens, and chickens don't do too hot in the wintertime. They freeze and then just never unfreeze. So how are your chickens doing?
That's not true, Bobby. As long as they're sheltered and they're dry and there's no drafts, they're good because there's a layer between their skin and their feathers, and that's how they regulate their body heat. So as the temperatures drop, their body heat goes up, so they stay warm, and then they bunch up together. Um, so you know what? Hold on a second. We got some high tech stuff in our coops here.
All right, let's see it.
You can see. Uh, you
Nice
can see two.
cock.
Yeah, two of them. No, it's not. They're hens, dude. They're hens.
I'm just waiting for that. Oh man. All right, so there's two rules with Drones After Dark. Lewis, you've seen these episodes before, right? What's rule
Of
number
course.
one?
You have to curse.
You have to curse with us in the chat. Make sure to curse. And rule number two is you have to drink with us. So in the chat, just post what you're drinking, and we'll go from there. Basically, for those of you who don't know, Drones After Dark was inspired by Skybrowse's, just general drone conference boozing, because you go to these drone conferences for enough years. Geez, I've been doing it for like 3 years of conferencing at this point, and a lot of the talks end up just being the same thing, regurgitated over and over and over again. So it's you don't find too many insights in the talks, especially if you go to a lot of conferences. But a lot of the gossiping and the insights where you try to figure out what's going to happen next in the drone industry and who's building what in this industry, who's partnering with who. That happens in conference, venues, hotel rooms, after the events and the after hours when we're smoking cigars, boozing, and cursing. So we're trying to do this for everybody and having the podcast formats. So where are you
Dude,
drinking tonight?
you're frozen on my screen.
I'm frozen on your screen. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
There?
I can hear you fine.
And of course, it's not Drones After Dark without technical challenges. I'm just frozen on your screen. All right, well,
Well,
well.
yeah, it's a really funny face. It's a really funny facial expression too. So.
All right, cool. Just look at me that way.
But it's just weird. I'm staring at you and you're not moving. So.
Just don't look at me then. Look at yourself. Talk to yourself.
All right. Well, I'm drinking Tito's.
Just straight Tito's?
No, Tito's and
What the
Club,
fuck?
dude. Or actually, Tito's and Sprite.
Tito's and Sprite? Nice. I think I've drank
Yeah,
like a gallon of Sprite today. I've been traveling all day I've been up since like 4:30 a.m. To catch a flight from Ontario, California to Phoenix, and then lay over there for an hour, and then all the way over to EWR, and then another hour of traffic down the turnpike, because there's always traffic in Jersey. So I've just been pounding down Sprite and McDonald's all day.
How was your EWR experience?
It's good. They're renovating it still. Well, I mean, the lines though through security, like some of the TSA agents, they were like saying like, yeah, we're gonna cause a was it like a protest or a riot if we just hold off these lines for much longer. But those lines were super long, man. Super, super long.
Yeah, it's like the worst time to fly, dude. So you picked a good day.
A good day. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I had to get back somehow, but also had to be in California. Do you know what I was doing in California?
Yeah, you were shooting some stuff. How did that come out?
Shooting kids. My
Well,
favorite.
it was like shooting kids. You were doing like exercises and like with like SWAT teams and stuff. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, and I'm a noob when it comes to this. In fact, I might just see if I can become like a reserve police officer, and just do more of these trainings, because when we started Skybrowse for accident investigation, I did a bunch of ride-alongs, went to a bunch of car crashes, and I still go to a bunch of car crashes to this day, and even plane crashes and stuff. So I was able to put myself in the shoes of an officer. But when it comes to like an active shooter situation, there are cops that will do a 30-year career without being in any sort of officer-involved shooting. So how is a ride-along? Like, what are the chances that anything like that is going to happen during a ride-along? So I figured if I just do more of these trainings, I'd be able to figure out what it's like to do an active shooter situation. Just go to the good trainings, skip the bad ones. And do
Yeah.
it that way.
Isn't that big in Texas? Don't they have like reserve officers down there?
Reserve officers in Texas? Maybe. I'm not sure.
No. Listen, if Steven Seagal was able to do it, I think you can do it too.
Yep. Yep, looking forward to it. But yeah, aside from that, in California, hung out with Katie at her ranch house in California. It's
I saw you guys driving around. I saw the
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, with the horses and everything. Riding her horse. Chapo. That was my first time riding a horse. Really easy,
Really?
surprisingly. Really, really
Wait,
easy to ride a horse.
you've been in Texas how long now? And you had to go to California to ride a horse?
I mean, I've hung around horses. I've just never ridden a horse. I live in an apartment. I can't have a horse.
You have a motorcycle.
A motorcycle that doesn't get used because it's cold in
Anybody
Texas right now.
anybody cut your wires lately?
I hope not. Probably gonna put like a cover over or something. It just sits there these days. Nothing crazy. What the fuck? And Lewis is gone. Nice. Oh man. It's gonna be one of these episodes. Well, I have no idea where Lewis is. He just disappeared. Maybe his computer or laptop died. But we'll just keep rolling. So basically, yeah, I was in California. We're releasing a new product called Midnight Sun, and it seeks to resolve active shooter situations. So, fortunately, we were able to do a video shoot at Chino High School. I'll tell you more about it when Lewis comes on in. He's back. What's going on?
I don't know, man. I think it was interference from my really high tech microphone I have here.
No, man. I don't know how microphones work, so that could totally be it. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I was saying, basically, uh, we were at Chino High School. It's a brand new high school. The city spent $70 million on this high school. It looks like it's straight out of a movie. Like it looks like a college campus. And the high school is actually for disadvantaged children as well,
Oh,
to do some learning there. So it's super nice high school. And for the past week, the police department's been tasked to basically run active shooter training drills there so that they get familiarized with the high school and everything. But I mean, there's like security everywhere. Super nice high school. We did some cool video shoots as well over there to show off Midnight Sun, and we'll probably release it in like a month or so.
so you got to play with all the new Skybrowse tech.
Yeah, in fact, it's in my laptop over there. It's like it runs locally, so it runs on a laptop. You
Nice.
can put it on a MacBook or a PC, and then PC laptop, and then run it from there.
Oh,
It's getting there.
we don't have to wait like 12 hours or 24 hours to process something. It's not that kind of tech.
No, no, it doesn't take long to process anything like that. Well, it's more on the technical side, just being able to see people, visualize them on 3D model, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we were there for a little bit, doing the video shoot, doing some interviews. For those of you who don't know, every single interview that I do, which is why you also don't see too many interviews or like videos of me online. I do a lot of them, but for whatever reason, the audio always cuts off. It always like there's always audio issues with interviews. I did like a really cool video shoot with Pilot Institute like 2 years ago. Audio issues. Did a podcast video with Billy Kyle over the weekend, like a week ago, at my apartment. Audio issues again. Crazy. So all of that just gets scrapped. Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, Billy was traveling down there, right? He made a few stops.
Yeah. I think he's back. Dude was getting a little burnt out from just work in general, YouTube work and all that. So he decided to just take his self-driving car to just visit a bunch of people. I think he
Yeah,
visited Divi from Paladin as well.
yeah. I heard that he drove. So he lives what, like in Philly or somewhere around Philly,
West
and he
Philly, yeah.
drove. So he drove all that. He didn't even fly. Just drove.
Yep. It takes
Wow.
25 hours to drive, by the way, from Philly to Dallas. And you know what he did? The way that he did it is in his Tesla, he'll just work on his laptop or on his phone, write emails and stuff, while the car drives itself on the highway. And then he'll just stay up until he reaches the supercharger, charges. When it's charging for the 30, 40 minutes, he'll take a piss, he'll take a nap, wake up, and then do it all over again. So the only time he sleeps is when he's at a supercharger, and he'll just be up the
Remember,
entire time.
remember that one time in Texas where we rented you rented the Tesla, and we tried a few things with it, and it I don't know, that self driving thing. I don't know if I would trust it. Remember we were taking the ramps, the on ramps, and we were seeing if it would go with it. and I didn't do too well, dude. So I don't know how Billy's able to sleep during his journey to Texas
Well, he's
in a
not sleeping when
Tesla.
he's driving though. He's just he's just like on his phone when he's driving. He's sleeping at the superchargers.
Yeah, well, we learned our lesson that time. No more renting Teslas.
Yep. Yeah. Tesla's not good rentals when you need to drive a bunch. Seriously.
Yep.
Seriously. No good. No good at all. But yeah, who knows? Skybrow's company vacation. Is it going to be at Bermuda? Who knows? Maybe.
Nah, listen, whatever island, I don't care. Somebody mentioned Hawaii.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Max is in Hawaii right now.
Oh, Max. It beats being in Seattle, right?
True. Yeah. Have you been to Hawaii?
No, not yet. Dude, I feel like it's not the same without Jeff here. Like, he would have like shit talked so many companies by now, and we're just
Oh my
and we're just
God.
going. I know, dude. Like we're going
We're
back
just
and forth,
chatting.
and I know, but it's not
Do you
making
want?
good
Okay.
content. I,
So, all
I
right,
keep I keep
take the
I
role,
keep
Jeff.
looking down, and I keep looking and less viewers. Well, one, you pick like, you put me like the worst slot ever. Like, let's do a pre holiday special. The day before Christmas Eve, right? People are traveling. Everybody's burnt out, so nobody's going on to Facebook to watch us talk about whatever we're talking about. So thanks for that one.
Okay, well, Brandon Morris asked, "Are you drinking out of a pea sampler beaker?"
No, actually, I'm drinking out of.
Does look like piss. Straight up,
Remember, I was at
100%. You're drinking warm piss.
look. I was at NJIT. Remember a few weeks ago? I went
Uh,
to do like a drone demonstration there at NJIT, and this is the gift I got.
little beaker that you use
Little
to just
beaker.
booze. Yeah, Lewis is really good at attracting middle-aged men. He's really, really good at giving presentations to them. I think one of the first conferences we went to, you were like, "Yeah, so like, I should do like a TikTok, right, of like my presentation on like at this conference, whatever it was." And I was like, "No, like TikTok's full of like teenage girls. How many teenage girls do you see at these conferences? How many girls do you see in the drone public safety industry? I mean, that's like,
Listen, I have a few followers on TikTok, so I don't know what you're talking about. And and hopefully, it's probably gonna get shut down. So, but whatever.
why?
There's a few. I don't know. China bad, man. China bad. But you know about that? TikTok stealing our data.
They are.
They are, right? Where was that? Was that at the ranch where we ate dust for like 3 days?
Was it? No, I thought it was at like a Texas conference or something. A different Texas conference. Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah, I think I still have that dust from the wrench inside my M30 case.
Ugh.
Still in
Nasty.
there. I think there was dust everywhere.
Nasty. Are you going to the next one? The next one's in March.
I don't know. I don't know what my schedule is for conferences this year.
Yeah. Busy man. Let's
I
trash
feel
talk
like
some drone companies. What kind of companies?
I
Want
feel
to
like
trash talk?
we should only hit the big ones.
Oh yeah, you gotta punch up.
UAV. Yeah.
Can't be punching down. That's just rude.
So go ahead. I'll let you start it. You know what this should be? This should be like the state of the drone industry address, right? That's what this should be, right? Like the end of the year, we talk about like the drone industry, what happened, and you know, all the crappy companies that try to shove their product down our throats, and you know, not let us fly the good stuff. That's what we should be talking about.
Sure. Let's talk about the good first. DJI. They've been on a tear, just releasing product after product after product, crushing
I
it.
know it feels like every day I wake up and I go on social media, there's like a new DJI product being launched.
I know. I think this year is probably the most that they have released.
Yeah, and I think that what's funny. I was just talking to someone about this. I got one of those calls this week, or was it maybe last week? And they were like, oh, just want to get some recommendation. It was a public safety department. We're looking to buy equipment, but we heard we can't buy Chinese drones. And this is a New Jersey department. So I'm like, what do you mean you can't buy Chinese drones? And they're like, yeah, that's what we heard. I'm like, well, who told you that? And they're like, oh, we don't know. It just came to us somehow. So I'm like, I'm like, so you're volunteering yourself to buy non
Oh,
DJI or
dude,
non Autel equipment, like,
it's got to be
and they're
Ron
like,
Leach. It's got to be Ron Leach.
nah, it's just
He's a
it just
detriment
isn't
to this industry.
it just isn't it's ridiculous how these some of these departments, because of all the stuff that they hear, they think that they're doing something bad if they buy a Chinese drone. And then I'm like, no, like if you, I tell them, don't open up Pandora's box. Don't volunteer yourself to buy a non-Chinese drone just because you think that's what you need to do, right? Because then that's it. Once you're done, once you buy it, you're kind of stuck. But yeah, it just sucks. And then I was telling them, I'm like, certain companies have only released a drone in the last few years, where like DJI has released what, 20 or something like that. So in the time that DJI has released maybe 20 drones, and Autel's released like, the Nano, the Light, so Autel maybe released like 4 or 5 drones. There's certain companies that have only released one drone, and they're still producing that one drone, and they're making accessories for that one drone. Um, it's sad. It's sad that
It's
that
it's an
there's
effective wireless charging accessory. That's
yeah.
all it
It's
is.
just
That's the Skydio
I
dog. Shout out to Skydio.
I didn't I listen. I didn't name any names. All right.
Why are you being
Um,
so political? Huh? I thought you were
I,
supposed to play the role of Jeff Clemente in this podcast.
I didn't. I didn't say I was going to play the role of Jeff, because I would be drinking some crappy whiskey if I was playing this role. Um,
You used to drink crappy
nah,
whiskey. Come on.
no, I don't like that kind of stuff anyway. It's either beer or Tito's. That's it.
Yep. Yep. Get yourself some Stella.
Yo, but it was a good year for Skybrows, man. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. We haven't posted our end of year review, but we went from 100 police departments to 500 police departments
well, you're letting
this
everybody
year.
fly you're letting everybody do models for free.
Yeah, but we got big contracts with like LA Sheriff's Office. Well, no, not yet, but we will get LA Sheriff's like next month. We have like Cal DOJ, NTSB, Dallas Fort Worth Airport Police.
I still remember that first time I met you, Bobby. And you went to do a presentation, and you had no Wi-Fi. So you have
No,
your old MacBook that was like all dented and scratched and beat the fuck up, and you're there trying to present to the department, and I'm like, look, and I knew you from social media, but it's the first time I'm seeing you in person, and you have like no, and you're asking they're like, oh, do you have any Wi-Fi in the building? They're like, no, we don't, and I'm like, all right, dude, let me go get my hotspot, and then at that time you were only compatible with what, one drone? It was just the Mavic, right? The Mavic 2, that was it.
no. On iOS we're compatible with the Phantom 4 as well, the
Oh,
Mavic
the
2
fan, yeah,
series. What else? Phantom 3, I think. M210.
yeah. Now
We're working with the
and
M210.
and now you're compatible with how many?
Oh, almost all of them, except for like the Avada and the FPV. But we're gonna change that pretty soon.
Dude, that's a big accomplishment. So
Thanks,
you
man.
know,
Thanks. But that was
you've
yeah, two
definitely
years in the making.
no, it was, and now anybody can use it. I know. I keep getting these alerts from the Skybrowse video I put on my YouTube channel. Like people, I think I just got an alert a few days ago. I actually have to go on and respond. Somebody saying that they couldn't get Skybrowse to work. I forget on what drone it was. Um, but yeah, like just the whole marketing about giving it to everybody for free. That was genius. I think I came up with that idea, right? Was it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The
Yeah.
ideas guy. The
Yeah.
drone
You know what?
detective. The ideas guy at Skybras.
I should be the solutions detective.
The solutions detective?
Yeah, or solutions engineer, right? Isn't that what the solutions engineers do? They just fix
No.
stuff, come up with solutions, right? Well,
They try
that's the
to
title I like
create solutions for
for
pain
tech.
points that customers have, whatever it might be. It's just like taking feedback from customers and turning them into products.
So what's going on in the chat? Any good stuff? I'm not looking at it because I'm on my
Yeah,
iPad.
the chat's just saying like, oh yeah, I love Brandon. Brandon Morris coming in. Oh man, Brandon's the best for these. He goes, the TikTok followers are following your moves, not you.
They're following
You
my
wanna
moves.
your moves, not you.
Oh,
You want to address that? Oh, you
what?
thought this was gonna be like a webinar? No, we've got Brandon in the chat.
Well, that means he's been on it. So look, there's one view I got for a video.
Oh man. We could team up and do an OnlyFans.
No, definitely not.
Moobs after dark. Get real sweaty. We could do our first video in Denver once we do our conference there.
Wait, how many people we have watching this stuff, man? The episode today.
Right now, live 11 people. Right now.
Whoa, 11. Double digits, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like outside of live streaming, it usually goes up to the 500s afterwards. All right, let's do this. Let's look at the accolades from what's the company called? The Droning Company.
Okay.
Do you remember seeing all those accolades? Like best whatever.
Not really.
So they did a bunch of accolades, the 2022 Droning Awards. And I've mentioned this to you in the past. With these awards, people love being on lists, and they'll do basically anything just to get on a list, just to show that, hey, we're on the list, we're accomplished, whatever, this, and that. And at the end of the day, the list just promotes the company that created the list. That's all it is. So this dude, who is, I believe he was actually a reserve deputy at like LA Sheriff's Office or something, and he's like normally he's like a cook, I think. He just started doing accolades. He was like, all right, pay me. And these are just numbers off the top of my head. Pay me $5,000, and you can be the best tactical drone.
Wow.
Get you an accolade, just like that. So he did a bunch of these, and a bunch of companies, bought into it. So I'm sharing my screen, and everyone can see the accolades going on right now. Look at that, 2022 Droning Awards.
So this guy's actually getting paid for this stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not gonna do this for free. The best drone insurance. I never heard of him before in my life. Best drone reseller. Shout out to Florida Drone Supply. What makes them the best? I don't know. Best drone software. Period. Just the best drone software.
That's it.
Fucking drone deploy.
They spend a lot of money, man. They spend a lot of money on. You see, every time you go to a conference, they're all over the place. They got some deep pockets.
I mean, for this, I think it's just like a best 3D mapping drone. Yes. The drone with a tiny megapixel camera. Yes, the Skydio X2.
It's the one you can't crash, right? Isn't that the one that's impossible to crash?
Somehow I've crashed it.
Oh, yeah, that makes two of us. That makes two of us.
Best commercial drone controller, DJI.
Commercial drone controller. That is a badass controller.
It's alright. Best consumer drone.
It's because you have small hands. That's why you don't like it.
Most innovative drone design. You know what? That is a cool drone. Seeing it in person, it is pretty cool.
It is. I talked to the other Bobby about it a lot. It is a pretty cool drone.
Yeah, man. You were not a fan of the what did you call it? Like the flying dildo, the flying butt plug.
I never called it the flying dildo. I think it looks like it kind of looks like one of the Fox Fairy lights, and then it becomes a drone, like the Nomads, right?
Politically correct. We need to get Brandon Morris on here. Get more of that Jeff Clementi vibes.
I'm not gonna piss off Bob Sakaki and say that it looks like a dildo. I never said that.
No, I'll say it. It looks like a dildo.
It's an interesting looking drone.
Best enterprise drone, Dragonfly. All right, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's like a flying battery.
Very beautiful. Yeah.
Best drone in a box system. Really? All right. We can go more into drone in a box after this.
Wow.
But
there's some real cool shit coming out with that.
Power washing drone. All right, let's do.
Who got that award? Who got the award for the best power washing drone?
Best power washing drone?
Yeah, didn't you just say that?
I have no idea.
Who was it?
Lucid.
Oh.
Never heard of them.
So yeah, I wonder if obviously they have a tether for the water, but is it a power tether too, or I've always wondered that about those power washing drones, because it looks like all you see is a hose that's hanging. It doesn't look like it's a tether system providing power.
Yeah, I don't get it, because like the higher you pull the hose, the heavier it gets. So like, what
Right.
if the
And
drone could only fly like 5 stories and the fire's on the sixth story? Or shit out of
have
luck.
you ever power washed before?
Power washed? No. I'm a
Like
power washing
it's
noob.
that comes out. There's a lot of the PSIs, man. So when you once you pull the trigger on the wand, that thing kicks back. I can only imagine what it does when you first hit the button to turn on the wash on the
Mm-hmm.
drone. Does it push the drone back like 10 feet, or it's got to be doing that at a low psi. It's got to be a low psi.
It's like a sprinkler. It's like a drone
Yeah, but then
sprinkler. It's for
what
like
the hell is it washing?
watering, watering grass.
Is it like watering the shingles and the siding?
Yeah, just making the fire a little wet.
You know what?
Alright.
Let's try to get somebody from one of these companies that makes these power washing drones to send us a demo, so we can
Oh,
listen. We can do a 3D map of a house and power wash it at the same time,
that'd be pretty interesting.
right? That'd be pretty interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Ride Tire. I don't know who this guy is. He seems like he knows you. He said he was a
Oh,
witness
dude,
when you smacked a drone into a street pole. You want to tell that
yeah. Let me
story?
tell you,
What happened there?
Bobby. Let me tell you about this guy. So he sells some like Fugazi, like I don't even. They're not. They're. I think they're like really like cheap Chinese tires, like they're like rebranded or something, and he sells them at like a really high price. Like you think you'd be buying like Michelin pilots or something. And yeah, so he's a tire guy, so he knows about tires. He's tried to fly drones, but he's not too good at it. I think he's a little intimidated.
But what's the story when you smacked a drone into a street pole, though? That's the
Nah,
story.
it's not. That was a long time ago, and
Come
he
on.
there was no damage to the drone. It actually got back up and flew. It got back up and flew again. It was like nighttime. It was dark.
Was it a police department drone?
Um, Technically, no. It wasn't purchased by the police department, so it wasn't a police department drone.
What drone was it? Come on. It feels like I'm yanking
It was,
teeth out of you. Tell the
dude.
story.
It was a Mavic 2 Zoom, and we were doing a video. I think it was like during COVID, right in the beginning. We were doing like a COVID awareness video, like for first responders. And there was a scene where our tire buddy was driving a patrol car, and he was supposed to be pulling the car over. And I was kind of like, just flying sideways, just trying to get the action as he pulls up, and he pulls him over. And something got in the way. That's all, dude. Nothing to it.
Oh,
No
fair enough.
damage. No damage.
Johnny says,
That's
we all know what it's like to have a light pole jump out and get in the way of the flight path.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I swear I wasn't there when we first started shooting. It definitely wasn't there. That's probably the second drone I crashed. I crashed the Skydio, and then it was that drone. So
Damn.
that's it. Hopefully. Oh, you know what? I stopped. I kind of crashed the Unique. Remember the Uniques? Did you ever fly one of those?
No. I've just seen them at like demos, but they never took off, so I never flew.
So I had a Unique. I ordered it. I was all excited. At the time, I had like a Phantom 2 Vision Plus, and then I got the Unique. I forget what it was. I think it was like something 800, or I forget what the model was. And I set it up. And you've been to my house. I go to my deck. I take off with it, and it's hovering at about like 30 feet, and then out of nowhere, it just came crashing down. Like 5 minutes out of the box, and the thing just fell.
Dang, third
So
drone you crashed.
so I went outside, picked up all the pieces, I put it back in the box, and I shipped it right back to them. 5 minutes of flight time, and the thing crashed.
Dang, no good. Brandon's first drone was a unique Q500.
That might have been it. I think it was white. It was white, and then it had like a black. The, I'll tell you what, the design was pretty cool at the time. It looked cooler than what the Phantoms looked like. I think that's why I bought one, but it definitely didn't fly like my Phantom. Definitely didn't. Not reliable. I don't know if they've improved. I haven't flown one ever since. I know they came out with like a bigger platform, and I've seen them at shows too. But yeah, I think that's it. One crash and I'm done with them.
Damn. Yeah,
So if
we
the
saw
thing,
it at like the police academy at the police academy
yeah,
for like
oh,
weekend
that's right,
drills.
they were there. And who was there too? Was it? Remember that? What was the cool one that was there? It was a Lockheed, right?
Indigo, or was it the
Was it
or
the
was it
Indigo?
I thought it was Arion Labs.
I forgot who was there that
FLIR,
day.
the FLIR bought the company, Arion Labs.
Yeah, remember? I think it was the one that they were flying with a tablet, right? And you had like a stylus, and it was
Yeah, it was
yeah,
like
it was that one.
$80,000 or something like
Yeah, and I
that.
was like,
80,000.
and I'm like, dude, how do you? I remember asking the guy, I'm like, how do you fly this thing with a tablet? You know, where's the sticks? And he was like, well, we make some adapter that goes on the sides. I'm like, whatever. You lost me at. You have to get an adapter to fly this thing.
Yeah, you see, that drone was designed for military purposes, just like the blue SUAS were designed for military purposes. Completely different use
Right.
cases, completely different purposes, for completely different end users. Public safety is not the military. Public safety
No, it's
requires
not.
different. Well, there's similarities, but public safety at the end of the day requires different features compared to the DoD.
Yeah, dude. Listen, at the end of the day, we want something that's reliable and it's going to perform. That's it. That's all. That we're not asking for much, right? It's just it needs to be reliable every time you turn it on. You know, it's going to fly. It's going to come back. Yeah, it's going to have a really good camera, good battery life. It's not. It's not. It's not asking for much. It's just there's certain drones on a Blue UAS that don't even come with a payload. So like how does that even get approved? How can you get a drone approved on the Blue UAS that doesn't even have a payload? You know,
I don't know.
it just isn't. But that's what you're one of the options you have. And aren't they supposed to be opening it up now? The list.
The
I thought I
blue
read
list?
something where yeah,
Really?
I think they're opening it up to
I had no idea. I mean, there's like no funding in DIU for any sort of drone related stuff. It's just like a one and done kind of deal. So, kind of stuck with what we got until, DoD actually gives them more funding, which I imagine they will eventually. Brandon says that he got a Autel X-Star Premium. Autel's Phantom 4 clone over there.
right.
I think it was Max. He showed me a green version of it instead of the orange one. It was like a green one. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna sell it for like Christmas. It's like a Christmas tree drone, something like a Santa drone. It was like, but it never saw the light of day. I was like, this is the dumbest looking drone I've seen. It's like a bright
Although,
green drone. It looks like this beer bottle right here, and
Ma-
this color.
well, Max is they're good at picking colors for their drones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they need to make like a military color dragonfish, just that military gray, so bland
Right, like a
gray.
gray. I remember suggesting that color, right? The gray. I remember that.
Yep, for military purposes. I think they're how did they have that or just all white, you know, um, dragonfish with no branding at all.
Yeah, but even the branding that's on it is not. It's minimal. It's not that big anyway. It's not. Imagine the dragonfish was orange, like the evils.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine? You look pretty orange right now with the
Stop making
lighting
fun
and
of my
everything.
gnome shirt.
Take me
Um,
gnome tonight.
yeah. Remember, remember when I told Max that the orange kind of reminded me of like the Home Depot bucket color, the Home Depot logo,
Mm-hmm.
and it was. I didn't remember. I didn't know if he got upset with me when I said that to him. Because he's kind of a serious guy, right? It's
It
hard to
depends.
it's hard to make him laugh sometimes. And this is like the first time I'm meeting him, and I'm like, yeah, how come the Autel orange looks like the Home Depot orange?
All right, but like your version of a joke is just like being mean to somebody. Like
I
if
wasn't
people
mean
don't
to
realize
him.
that you're just like being a dick,
I
then
might listen.
they're gonna think that you're being a dick, not joking.
I might have been mean to him the next day when I was at Home Depot and I took a picture of the bucket and I texted to him. That might have been mean. That might have been mean. But I'm sorry, Max, if you're watching this, or he's not a big social media guy, so. But if you're watching this, I'm sorry for saying that it looked like a Home Depot orange.
Oh man, back in the early days, fun times, fun times. Wow, it's been a while.
It has been
Two
a
years,
while.
right? 2 years.
Maybe longer than that. What's going
Maybe.
on in the chat?
Scott Schaffman from AUVSI says that they're working with DIU at AUVSI. I believe Adrian was telling me that there's going to be like a silver UAS or something, and he was talking about how basically DIU would be the vetted third party independent agency that would vet these drones, because currently DIU just is getting overloaded with drone companies to vet and all that, and they don't have time for that. They're trying to create innovation, not just test drones all day long. So after Adrian mentioned that, like the day afterwards, I read like some drone news, and there it is. AUVSI announces they got a partnership with DIU. So
That's good. Hopefully, the special interests don't get involved, and they do the right thing, and just look at everybody the same, and test the equipment, and see if there's any issues, so that we can have all these people that damn man, I had another drink, and I left it over there.
what do you mean?
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Shout out to AUVSI. He drops his iPad and breaks his everything. Oh my god. What a mess. What a mess. So that's Lewis's basement right there. I was there, what was this, like probably a year and a half ago, hanging out, and he's got this foster cat. I'm gonna mute him. Let's see. He's got this foster cat called Annie. Super mean bitch of a cat. And we're just like drinking some beers, we're just hanging out. It's like a nice day out. We're hanging out in the backyard, drinking some beers, and I have to go to the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom, and there's Annie. Like once I take my piss, flush, open the door, there's Annie, basically blocking the exit of the bathroom. And I'm like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Like, hey, stop, get away from me. It's like, and Annie's like hissing at me and everything. I was like, get away from me. And I have 2 cats also. It's like, fucking get away from me. I'm not trying to hurt you. And she bats at me, like slicing my foot open. So I try to like nudge her away with my foot, and she keeps on slicing. And like the on the bottom of my foot, not like the top or anything, the bottom where I step on, is just like splurting blood everywhere. It looks like a homicide scene in Lewis's bathroom. And I'm just thinking, all right, this is a lose-lose scenario. Either I kick a cat and kill his foster cat, or I get beat up by a cat. There's no winning in this at all. And there he was, Lewis, just looking down at me, just laughing.
All right, so
blood is just.
Can I say my version of the story?
Your version. That's literally the story.
Yeah. So I spoke to Annie afterwards. She told me what happened.
Okay.
So we were outside, right? We were drinking beer, and I think I went inside to what? I think I went inside to get more beer. And then you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, where's the bathroom? I'm like, oh, it's right here. Just go through. Annie's there. I knew you were a cat guy. You like the cat whisperer. And so I knew you were not going to have any issues with her. And she's a nice cat. She's a foster cat. I just remember when I came down the stairs, there was like a trail of blood all across the tile, going from the bathroom all the way to outside. I think even my pavers had blood on them. She tore up the bottom of your feet, and then I had to go get the first aid kit. That's what you get for not wearing socks, man. Maybe you should wear socks.
I would have just bled through the socks. I mean.
Yeah, but at least it would have been less blood. It would have been less blood on my tiles.
Oh man.
She's right there. She's right there looking at me too.
Really?
Come here, Annie.
Let's show our viewers what Annie looks like.
She's not.
Still have Annie. Is she a foster cat, or is Annie your cat now?
No. You know how that all started? Anna one day goes, "Hey, Lewis, there's a kitten at the shelter. They need someone to keep her. She was like a few days old or something. Can we keep her, until they find her a home?" And I'm like, okay. It's been I think 3 years or 4 years. So I think at this point, I don't think she's a foster cat anymore. I think she's ours. Let me go grab her.
Oh, she's the worst. Just absolutely terrible. Just not raised right. You can't just go around attacking guests like that. You can hear it in the background, protesting.
You heard her?
Yep. Really?
Look
at that.
Bobby. Annie, look, that's Bobby. Remember him?
Annie's Bobby? Looking chill. What's going on?
She lives the life, man.
Pretty sweet. You doing any cool drone shit recently?
Um, Not really. Well, just the usual stuff. We've been we just got version 2 of the Paladin EXT for the 300. So we've been doing a lot of we for the last few weeks we did a lot of test flights with it, and when we started deploying about a week ago. So it's good. Yeah, Divi and Paladin did a great job. The EX2, the new EXT module is really good. It's doing what the Nighthawk, if you know that's what Divi had first. What Paladin had was the Nighthawk. It's doing everything that the Nighthawk did, but and it's an M300, so you get the great camera, the battery life, just a overall great platform. So we've been doing a lot of that. It's just the usual stuff, getting called out for jobs to go help out, whatever agency's calling, and that's been pretty much it.
Nice. Any cool jobs recently?
Now we a few weeks ago I went to that active shooter in Newark, and where two cops had gotten shot. They went to stop the suspect, and he pulled out a gunshot, both of them, and then he ran into a building, and he was shooting back. So, and then he was on the rooftop. So I got called out. We got there quick, sent out the M30, cleared the roof, and then their ESU teams were able to go on the roof and then clear it after we cleared it with the drone. So yeah, it's probably the last big job that I went out to.
Crazy. Crazy. And you're
Yeah, but
using
that's
the
why.
M300 over the M30 these days?
No, no, I think my go-to drone right now is the M30T. It's easier to just to get it flying. It's that rapid charge is amazing. With three sets of batteries, you can just do continuous flying because within 20 minutes you're back to like 90%. So it's
It's
and you
fast.
have that you have that nice controller that they just won that award for. The smart controller.
All right, let's do our own awards. Best drone delivery service. What do you got?
I I don't know, dude. We don't have any up here like in the Northeast. I know like in Texas, there's a few companies that are delivering in Texas right now. So I don't know. I don't have anybody for that award. I don't know. I haven't been around any of those companies to know anything too much about them. I know that they give a lot of cool like swag at like the conferences, a lot of
They have a
T-shirts and
lot of
stuff.
swag at conferences. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, they're expanding in like the DFW area really aggressively. Unfortunately, I don't live near any of them, and they only do deliveries within 1 mile of the Walmart. So there's one in Plano. That's where I go rock climbing. I was like, oh shit, I can just like get some, I don't know, random like I don't know, water bottle delivered to my rock climbing gym or something like that. But I put in the address and it's like, nope. And Drone Up's just like, nope, you can't do it because it has to be within a mile of the Walmart. But if
wow.
you're the residential house right in the backyard, like there's the Walmart, there's the parking lot, and then there's the how there's like at the back area where all the freight goes in and
Right,
unloads
right.
all that
All the
stuff.
yeah, where they dock
There's
the
not even
trucks.
like a
Yeah,
fence or anything. It's just residential right there. So I just like the house right next to it, like the residential house. Like, congrats, you can get drone delivery. But why? Just fucking walk to Walmart. It's right
yeah.
there. It's right across
Uh,
the street.
they're probably the biggest ones right now, right?
Walmart,
Because of
yeah,
the Walmart contract, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but I I see that working in remote areas, right? But then again, like I don't know, like trees, power lines. It's just I don't know. I just don't see that happening in a lot of the U.S. being able to do that. I don't know how scalable those businesses are going to be. I think it's just like a little marketing s- scam that they got going on now or something.
Yeah, you got to figure out the economics of it all before moving forward with it. And economics don't work out at all.
All right, next award, best 3D mapping software.
Best 3D mapping software. No, that's not Skybrowse. It's Skybrowse.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, definitely.
Yep, yep, agreed.
What other options are there?
I mean, you could use drone deploy. Give me 1 second.
Uh oh. Trying to see if I can read what's on Bobby's board back there. That's all probably company notes from like a year ago when he was still living in Jersey.
Fun fact: all that stuff in the background's fake. There's
It's fake. You just randomly write shit there
just
to
random
try to look
numbers
smart or
that I
something.
write, and that's it. That's all it is.
Um,
I was
so
thinking this as well. Brandon will get regarding the M30. He's curious to see how the fast charge does to the battery life, because the faster you charge that battery, the faster it discharges as
right,
well,
right.
and the capacity
I've
lowers.
had. I'll tell you what. So the M30T I have is the. I think it was the first one that came to North America. The one that DJI had. So even the one I have, like the color is different. Some of the buttons aren't the same. My batteries aren't the same as the batteries that come in a finished M30 now. And I've been using the shit out of those batteries. Um,
It's still good.
and they're still good. I haven't noticed any issues with them. Um, so I don't know. I guess they're really smart batteries. They're super smart.
All right.
But
You don't know.
zero issues with them. Yeah. Um, I've had a few. The batteries for the M300 batteries. I've had a few of them go bad. Um, and there's a few that you can tell the certain sets with the cycles that they're not. They don't have the same amount of juice like the newer ones. But the M30, I haven't noticed that yet. Definitely
Wow.
not.
And you've been one of the earliest M30 drone pilots.
Right. I think I had it like 3 months before it was even announced. I think it was about that. But no, I wanted to go back to our 3D mapping award. And just a quick story. I was on a call the other day, and the person on the other line was on their computer, and they were complaining about how slow their computer was, right? And before the call, they had mentioned that they had been out on some accident, and they went out to map it, and they weren't using Skybrowser, they were using something else. So this is the night before. The following day, we're on the call, and this person's complaining about how their computer's so slow. And then we're shooting back and forth, and then they go, "Oh, that's because I'm still rendering my model from the night before." And I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, I should be like, yeah, if you were using Skybrowse, you would have had that model done probably an hour after you wrapped up from the job. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny how they were complaining about their computer being slow because it was running, obviously, if it wasn't running Skybrowse, it was running your competitor, Bobby. And not only was this fucking up their computer, but it was like 18 or 20 hours later, and they're still waiting for their model to be generated. Like, I don't get it. I had told you that story, right? Did I tell you that story? I did, right?
Yeah. Who
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
person? Oh, it's having issues.
Dude,
Let's call him out.
I don't know.
You want to call him
I'm
out?
not good. I'm not good with names, man. I'm not good with names.
What about
It's
the
just,
competitor company? What kind of software slows down your computer for like days?
dude. Uh, what do you think it was? Those pics, man.
Pix. Pix. Tina says, Drone Detective is a great dude. Love him. Love when he flies the drone using his fingers. Awesome.
How else would I fly the drone? What am I gonna use?
Use your knuckles, you knuckle dragger.
Yeah, I'll just fly. Yeah,
Do you know,
they
Tina?
should
This
let
is
us.
hilarious.
We should use the goggles like for the Avata. We should be able to fly all the drones with the head tracking. That would be pretty cool, right?
hmm
Right.
I can't believe I don't have head tracking. Because I cheaped out on the goggles. I just ended up buying the remote and the Avata individually because I
Wait, but
don't want to spend an extra $200 on goggles. I already have goggles from
you,
the FPV. I didn't know the
you
FPV goggles don't have head tracking.
wait. You're telling me that all the Avatas you bought for everybody on the Skybrowse team, you didn't get them with the goggles?
No, everyone else got the goggles. I bought an
Oh,
Avata with my
except
own
you.
money for fun. And no, didn't work.
Did you crash it or no?
Not yet. But I feel like I
You've
will because you
you
can turn it into like manual mode, right, to make it do flips and shit.
what you still have the FPV one.
Yeah. I still haven't put it in manual mode. I'm still scared.
You were making fun of me before about crashing drone, Bobby.
Oh man, all of them. Every single one of them. That's the perks of being CEO. You get to test out everything to all the limits, and that's what I do. Just push drones to their limits.
Good thing Skybros is autonomous, or else imagine if you have to fly those models, you wouldn't be able to finish one model because you'd probably crash.
Well, you can do manual mode. So, fun fact, you can record video by pressing the record video button on your remote. And ideally, in the settings, you turn on enable subtitles. So it records the telemetry data in a drone SRT file alongside with the video. So then from there, what you can do is just record that video and then upload to our servers. And then we can still process that 3D model, even just through your own recording.
You lost me with all that geek talk.
Press record video button. Fly drone. Press
there you go,
much
better
again.
I don't think our viewers appreciate all that geek talk, man.
The reviewers? What are you talking about? Like Ken Dono?
No, how many viewers do we have?
Oh,
no,
our
viewers. Our viewers. What are we at, like 13 now?
We're at 9.
Damn, dude. 2 left?
No,
wow.
No. People cycled through. Oh,
we're at 11. We're at 11, and now we're at 9.
Dang, he only cares about views.
No, I blame you for this. Views. The last minute timing.
Somebody said it. Oh man, I forgot. There was a hilarious video. Oh yes, it was a Magnus Meatball video. So Magnus Meatball, he was a Norwegian rock climbing champion, like competed in the World Cup and everything, and like won for like 13, 14 years straight, just gold medal every single year. And so he got bored of being so good at rock climbing, so he started a YouTube channel where he just like does random shit, mostly like feats of athleticism, doing like Navy SEAL challenges and stuff. And his latest video was, I run a marathon at Death Valley with no training ahead of time. So he's never trained for it. He's just super fit, and he gets like a camera crew and everything, and like camera crews ask him like, so why are you doing this, by the way? He's like, I'm a whore for views on YouTube. That's all it is.
Wow.
And that's you. That's you, Lewis.
No, I'm not,
You're a whore for views. You're constantly checking how many views this podcast has.
No, I'm not, man. I haven't posted something on YouTube in probably 5 months or more. And I think I'm at
switch to short form video.
Yeah, and I think I'm at 600 subscribers. I don't even know how I was able to do that. And I don't spend that much time on it. And my editing is not the greatest. Imagine if I was like these YouTubers where, they spend all this money on software and they have all this time to edit. Half of the stuff I do is on the fly. I would be like, hey, film me doing this or film me doing that. And then I'll just splice everything together and I'll post a video. So I'm really surprised I have that many people subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, it's all the middle-aged men flocking to you.
Middle-aged man. Dude.
Do you know Tina Feliciano? She goes, drone detective, please don't drone and drive.
Please don't drone and drive. Hold on, let me check the. Oh look, you know who's on it? He's probably not on it now, but I just saw Rui was on it. You remember Rui, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was. Remember, he used to be my cameraman a lot of times. Like, hey, Rui, filming me doing this, but he just critiques too much. Yeah, he now he's delivering mail for the postal service.
Sad. So sad. Poor dude.
Yeah, I think that Tina person is a fake profile.
It's a fake profile.
Yeah, it's a fake profile.
People, Tina's probably they can't even or something. Just like she's just on here roasting you.
People can't even log in with their own names. They're just logging in with their incognito profiles.
Lewis, Al asks, does drone size matter?
Another person that has nothing better to do on a Friday night, right? Does drone size matter?
Oh man, Jesus! I'm going to the bar.
Look, Adrian.
I'm gonna go visit a friend.
Adrian, Adrian's on. What's up, Adrian? Is he still on, or I just saw
Adrian's
that
on
he?
in the chat.
Yeah, he was in the chat.
Is he? I didn't see it.
Well, it says he's watching.
Oh, how do you see that he's watching?
I don't know, dude. I pulled it up on my phone. You organize this thing. You can't even tell who's watching and who's not.
I have no idea who's watching. Yeah, no clue. Yo, what's up, Adrian?
You know.
How do you do that? You gotta.
You know what I did, man?
Quality.
I messed up, and I shared this on my Facebook page. I shouldn't have shared it. Because you got all these clowns. You got all these clowns making comments.
This is you just called Adrian a clown, dude.
No, I'm not talking about Adrian. You called Adrian a clown. Adrian, I didn't call you a clown. I'm talking about other people with these fake profiles leaving comments.
Mm-hmm. Ah, shit! This event didn't go live. Oh man, just editing. This is just the worst. Just the worst.
At least I show up to Adrian's podcast every Saturday, unlike some people, Bobby.
Man, I'm rock climbing. Okay.
Oh, you're rock climbing. Yeah, you're
Call
too
me
busy.
out on this.
I think you're too busy sitting on your couch.
Like at a restaurant or something.
Sitting on your couch playing with your hair, man. I think that's what you're too busy
Put up
doing.
my hair.
Yeah, dude,
You know,
you're always
it
like
goes, under my nipples now. Like way.
oh my god.
Nipples.
Listen, it's still early. I don't know.
It's curly.
It's 9 o'clock, man. There's still some.
Ooh, that's right. That's right. Oh man! Shout out to Adrian Doko. Shout out to Drunk Club. I'm sorry I don't attend. I feel real bad.
Adrian, drone club tomorrow or no?
On Christmas Eve? Oh man, I'm gonna be at the beach. Jeez, that's just hectic traveling. I'm gonna be at the beach doing Don't tell my girlfriend this, but I got actually based off of Max's recommendation. I bought uni online from Hokkaido. It's like super expensive, by the way. Like a box like this big, it's like $250, but it's so good. I snuck a bite, and Max was like, whenever I crave uni, I'll just buy a box of this and eat it, like all by myself. He's like, I'll be sick of it for like a year. Yeah, I would be too. That's a shitload of uni. It's like a small box, but still, it's a lot of uni to eat just by yourself.
So you said you're gonna go to the beach tomorrow?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Why
are you going to the beach?
She's hosting like more family at the beach house because it's bigger than the house.
Oh, because it's gonna be like 12 degrees tomorrow.
I know, it's disgusting. I'm just staying indoors.
Oh, where is it? It's at Tom's River or near Tom's River, something like that.
Point Pleasant.
Point Pleasant. Okay, close enough.
Yeah. Drone Detective, can you show me your chickens? Asked Tina. Tina's your sister, right?
No, dude, that's not my sister. Can we block people off of this thing?
I can, but why? I'm adding Tina as a friend.
I'm telling you right now, it's a fake profile.
How's that fake profile?
They probably can't have a real Facebook profile because their significant other doesn't allow them, so they create these fake profiles. That's probably what it is.
It's because their significant other doesn't allow them? What do you mean?
Did you ever get any responses in the chat about what everybody's drinking or no?
I don't know. Everybody, what are you drinking tonight? Any drinkers in the chat? What are you drinking? I'm drinking a Heineken on my second one.
Drone Club tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Christmas Eve special.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Anastasia, classy. A throwback. Vodka and mango nectar juice. We had that back at Rutgers. That was, oh man, that was like 6-7 years ago. We still drank that.
Listen, Anastasia, really good hire. She took a lot of really good pictures and videos at the Airworks, and thanks to her, I actually have a video of my presentation because, apparently it was deleted on whoever DJI contracted to do the show lost a bunch of media from like the second day or something. So thank you, Anastasia. I don't know if I had told you before. Look, Bobby, Rui's back on. Say hi to him.
Rui's back on?
Yeah, tell him that tell him that he did a really good job, like filming my videos and and the suggestions and all that stuff because
Dude,
he always cries that he never got a lot of credit for it.
really? Shout out to
Yeah,
Rui.
he always says it. I ca- I came up with a name for him, because we would go out so many times and do like ops for like one of the federal agencies or whatever, and Rui's like the best battery changer in the industry. Like, so I was gonna call him the battery detective. That was gonna be his name. It was gonna be the
Oh
battery
man.
detective. There's nobody that can change batteries on an M210 or an M300 faster than Rui can. And the funny thing is, he doesn't even know how to fly a drone. But once that drone lands, he's there, man.
He's just
He's
operating like
swapping.
a
See, there
tank.
you go. The battery changer.
Oh man. So what? Rui goes from cameraman to battery man to mailman.
Yo, we've been in some really fucked up jobs, man. Where it was the adrenaline's going and people are relying on this feed, right? So you have to show them this feed, the Overwatch, and it's a lot. Obviously, one person can't do it, so it's just having people like that are responsible enough that and they have the common sense to know you don't even have to ask. It got to a point where I wouldn't even have to ask him to change the battery. I have the batteries ready. Like once he saw that the drone was coming back, he was waiting and ready to swap them out. So it's kind of like
He says it's like
it's
NASCAR.
it's like yeah, it was like listen, it was kind of like a pit crew, man. More like Formula One, man. I think we're a little bit more, definitely Formula One, not NASCAR. Those guys are a little. It looks like they move a little faster.
All right. All right. Lewis, you got to show me your phone to see like I want to see what you're clicking on to see like who's watching right now.
So you click on the feed, and then you look at the comments.
Yeah, but it doesn't say
And
who's like watching.
it doesn't say who's watching, but it'll say
Yeah.
when somebody joins and is
Oh,
watching.
gotcha. Gotcha. I think you're like maybe a few seconds faster than mine. I got some latency on my comment feed right now.
Oh, it's that South Jersey Wi-Fi.
South Jersey Wi-Fi. It's because I'm streaming on YouTube as well. YouTube.
Oh, we're on YouTube
this,
too. Wow.
and Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, all that fun stuff.
I'm glad all these people joined and we're entertaining them, and it looks like they're having a party in the comment section.
Yeah, I mean, people are drinking great things like Henny and Blue Label.
Who's drinking Henny?
Algonzo.
Oh, he's not drinking Henny. He's probably in bed already, ready to go to sleep.
Oh,
He's,
what's Al?
he
I
just
know
fin-
Al.
Hey, you met him, dude. He's the guy with the manicured beard.
Drake.
Drake. There you go. He tries to consider himself. He likes it when people call him. Oh, look, it's Drake, and he gets like all like giggly and starts like
he gets
smiling and stuff.
he gets giggly and like starts
Yeah,
blushing a little. He's like, "Oh, stop it! You didn't even
yeah.
add me
Him
on
and his
Facebook. Terrible."
and listen, and he uses blackout on his beard. All right, just so I know he likes to tell people he doesn't, but I've seen him. I've seen him.
Sure.
I caught him one time putting blackout on his beard.
Dang, called out. Called out on the podcast. It's just the roast of Alex.
Oh, look,
Oh man.
Anastasia said Princeton's not South Jersey. She doesn't know that anything south of the Driscoll Bridge is South Jersey.
Legitimately, he's
So
discriminating. He's just
I'm
discriminating.
not. That's just listen. That's how it is.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
once
South
you go over to
Jersey.
Driscoll, and there's a lot of people in there that will agree with me in the chat. Once you cross over that Driscoll Bridge, that's in South Jersey.
All right, I'll join you in on this. I'll one up you. Jersey's a shithole. This place sucks. There's nothing going on around me. Like in Cranberry, there's nothing here. Nothing
That's
to
'cause
do,
you live in-
nothing to eat.
That's because you live in Cranberry. That's why.
I live in farm town nowhere.
Yeah. Listen, and what you moved to a better place?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of stuff to eat, and there's also the farms and the lakes and fishing and everything.
Yeah.
Like right here,
Oh,
there's just fishing. That's it.
yeah. Remember? Oh, let's go fishing. Okay, Bobby, let's go fishing. And we drove like 3 hours to go fishing. Remember that? Remember that trip? The Tesla ran out of battery because of your fishing trip in Texas. Everything's so close, right? Oh, it's not far. 3 hours away.
But you know what? That led to us hiring Katie because we were so bad at planning events.
No, you were bad at planning events because you're like, oh, I love Texas. I want to move to Texas. They have everything in Texas. Yeah, well, yeah. Apparently, you got to drive 3 hours to go fishing in Texas,
No,
and everything's
I got some fishing spots nearby.
everything's brown and beige. At
Oh
least
no,
here we had
that's just during the winter time though. Like
man,
when everything
whatever.
dies. It's the same thing here. When everything dies here, same exact.
I don't want I don't want to say anything else because then I don't want to piss off Wayne and talk crap about Texas and
Dude, this is 10 minutes away from my house right here. Caught this bad boy. This is like a 12-pounder, and then my girlfriend caught one. That was even bigger one. 20-pounder. Look at that.
yeah, that was here in Jersey, right?
No, it's in North Lake in Dallas.
Oh, I thought you used to go fishing with her up here.
Yeah.
Yo, this
I
this
go
guy.
there, but
Hey, Bobby, Brian's asking you if you can fly your drone because he sure as hell isn't going to fly any of the drones at the police department. So he's asking if you can fly your drone.
I don't know. I don't know. I just have one drone on me right now. That was just used for the demo. That's it. You've got more drones than me. I have like 2 drones right now. I have 3 drones. That's it. Like
I
all
don't
the
have
other
that
drones
many.
go to Jeff and the rest of the team members to do development and stuff.
The
I think
only
as
the
a
only
company we probably have like 25, but I got like 2 or 3.
the only personal drone I have now is the Mavic Air 2S. That's the only one I have. Besides all
Which
the
one
work
sucks?
drones, but that's the only personal one I have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, every single drone I have right now, what the FPV, Avata, and the Mavic 2 Pro, the OG, and I guess the Phantom 4. But my Phantom 4 is pretty beat up. That's all my personal money going to the drones. They're not company
Yeah, but
drones.
you're not you don't use it that much anyway. So
I just use it to test stuff. That's about it. What beer are you drinking? Superbach Mini. Very Portuguese. Obrigado.
very Portuguese. Yeah. You know what I like about the minis is that they never get warm because by the time you're drinking so quick that the beer always tastes really good.
How big is a mini?
It's small. It's um, I don't know, dude. It's small. It's 6.8 fluid ounces, so it's a 200 milliliter bottle.
Oh wow. So it's like half the size of a beer. It's half a beer.
Yeah.
Where do you go about buying that? Because your brother-in-law has those also.
I actually bought them the other day. There's you can well if you go to Newark, pretty much every liquor store has it.
In Newark?
There's a place, yeah, and I went to in Rahway. There was a liquor store in Rahway that had it. So you can find them. You should take some back. You know what? Ship some back to you to Texas.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I haven't had Superbach in a while. I think I had it at Mike's beach house in Atlantic City. No, not
No, LBI.
the LBI, yeah.
They sold the house to them.
Tina goes, yes, swallow it.
Dude, can we block
No, I love it. Love it.
this guy?
Shout
guy
out to
is fake.
Tina.
Fake Facebook profile.
Why do you think it's a fake Facebook profile?
Because I know who it is, man. You know what's funny? It's like I'm looking at the chat. And it's all my coworkers. That's all that's on the chat.
Can't leave them.
So I'm glad I brought entertainment to today's episode, Bobby.
That's hilarious. Is Tina
Listen.
one of the like fake Facebook profiles you used to
No,
catch
dude, Tina-
pedophiles at Elizabeth's
Tina's
Place or
a
something?
no, it's not. Tina's a dude. It's like an old.
No.
It's like an old dude that should have retired already.
It's the catfish like pedophiles, right?
No, it's not. This
Is
is
that for police purposes?
No, it's a personal account.
It's a personal account. It's just to
A
fuck
fake-
with you.
A fake personal account.
Just to fuck with you anonymously. That's hilarious. Oh man. Chug chug chug. These are all coworkers? That's hilarious. Join
You're
us
still on your
Next
first-
Drones After Dark.
You're still on your first beer?
No, I'm about to finish my second. But I also
Wow.
have to drive to Princeton afterwards. Meeting up with a friend at a bar.
Oh, that's why you moved today's episode up to 8 o'clock. You had plans.
Yes. He's leaving on the 26th, though, so I have to see him tonight. Otherwise, I won't be able to.
Where's he going that you're not gonna see him again?
Well, not like forever, but he lives in Boston. And I think we hung out with him earlier this year, but that's about it.
Austin?
Boston.
Austin.
Boston. Boston.
You're missing the movie reference. That's okay.
No. Yeah, well, I'm not old like you.
Actually, the movie's not that old, but okay.
Oh, wait. So I was getting dinner with Steve and Katie 2 nights ago. And
Oh, how's Steve, dude? I haven't seen him in a while.
he's looking for worse for wear, man. Like, seeing him, like, with the raggedy beard and, like, with the crutch, it's not great.
Wow.
He, did he tell you about the knee thing?
No.
So he was hiking, and he was doing, like, a rock scramble. Scrambling up a rock, and then he falls, and breaks the fall with his knee, and, like, something ruptured here. So, like, it swelled up, got
Wow.
infected. He had to get surgery, get all the fluids out. And because he did this, not when he's on duty, he has to do like off-duty disability and all that stuff. He doesn't get paid as much. Instead of being like getting lieutenant pay at Montebello and something else, it's just not great. So
So now he's gonna be out of work for a while.
until like February or March, yeah.
Wow, that sucks. Yeah,
He's
I
got
gotta
like the
reach out
crutch
to
and
him.
everything. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, poor dude. But yeah, here's a age litmus test for you. So I don't remember what the conversation was, but I said, "Oh shit, that's dank," and then they go, "What? Dank? Really?" So the question to you, $1 million question, Lewis. What does dank mean?
I have no fucking clue, dude.
Oh my god.
No clue.
Shit.
Is there anybody in the audience know what dank means?
All right, audience members, viewers, post below in the chat. What does dank mean?
Oh look, Rui
Select
said you've
the
been
right
drinking the
answer.
same beer for the last hour.
Yeah, I just have like prop beer bottles laying around, making it look like I'm drinking more
Wait,
beer.
no, show
It's just
us all
small.
the empty bottles.
This is just a prop bottle right here. It's a fake bottle.
Anastasia just told me to stop being old.
Stop being old. Oh man.
So what does it mean?
Nobody's posted in the chat. I guess nobody knows. Dang. Dank means it's very similar to noise. It's like a good thing. Oh, that's dank. That's noise.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
you're
been
more
around
like
for a while.
a
It's not like it's not like a new saying.
well, you have all those millennial sayings, right? Like fire, that's fire, right? You say that, Bobby?
Yeah, have you heard me say that?
I don't know.
Or like that's fire.
Yo, look at this Tina dude calling me
Shout
old
out
ass
to
dude.
Tina. Shout out to Tina.
That dude's old, Bobby. You met him too. I'm sure you've met him because he was around some of those days that you were there. They
Is
call
Tina
him
your chief?
no, dude. They call him the grandfather.
What's her chief's name again? Giancarlo? Guanciale?
You're,
Guanciale.
oh my god, stop it, man! Or else I won't be able to get any new drones.
What do you mean? You get whatever you want.
Look, I went out and I bought some special drinks, right? Because there's a lot of people in the drone industry that drink a lot of this. Look,
What do you got? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
there's a lot of people out there
Hilarious.
drinking a lot of Kool-Aid. You got a lot of people that self-proclaim themselves as, being experts in everything, and in reality, they don't really do much. Um, yeah, so
Do it for the accolades. You're here for the accolades, right?
the accolades. No, I'm not, dude. You know me well enough I that I care about helping, departments out, and when people, need help with something, I'll help them out. But you have these people that have, like, other interests, and then they give you their opinions on things, but in reality, they've never really done any of that stuff. So I think my advice to any department or any agency that's looking to start a drone program, or like, just do your due diligence. Just go out there and go to another neighboring department that's already using drones. Ask them what they like about them and what they don't. Just don't communicate with these people that that you see on some of these conferences that that they claim that they're experts, but dude, just stop drinking the Kool-Aid and do your due diligence. Go out to these departments, talk to them about the equipment, what they like about it, what they don't, and do your homework. That's it. Don't go based on some of these opinions that are out there.
Sure. Well said. Very
That
well
was my
said.
PSA.
But it does feel good, though, to be a Drone Responders Public Safety Innovator of the Year 2022.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe a Drone Responders Best Drone Software Company of the Year. Or Droning Company Best. That's the funniest one. Best Drone Software Company. Oh my God.
That's another you have to you pay for those awards too, right? And you pay for those advertisements, and you've gone through that where you got quoted a crazy ass number if you want to, you want Skybrowse to be mentioned, and if you want to be a platinum sponsor, it's why.
Yeah.
Just help departments out and listen. And when we got the first class Bravo BVLOS waiver, I had people reaching out to me like, "Oh, can we get a copy of your ConOps? Can we get a copy of your ConOps?" Why? Why do you want a copy of my ConOps? Like, did you help me with the ConOps or any of my waivers prior to this? But now you want a copy of my ConOps? Why? It's funny, man. Like, you have these people that just reach out that just they're asking you for shit, but it's only for their own personal gain. That's all it is, And then because then they can go charge more for for certain sponsorship packages and shit like that. Like, come on. If somebody wants a waiver or they want help with a waiver, no problem. I'll do it with them. But don't call for my ConOps. Or there's people that I've heard stories and words gotten back to me, and I told you this, that they're going to question or put calls into the FAA, inquiring about how are we able to, the way that we mitigated our visual observers. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are we playing games? Like,
so how do you think we could move past this detriment of the industry?
Well, you have a few options. One of them, you just punch them in the fucking face and tell them to stop talking shit. But obviously that can't happen, right? That would be in a. But I just listen. I just think it's just, we need to educate everybody, right? And if people really need that assistance to try to get these programs up and running, we shouldn't rely on organizations that are that have special interests, right? Where they're trying to make money and they're trying to squeeze money out of companies like Skybrowse. If you want to be a sponsorship, or if you want us to talk about Skybrowse or refer Skybrowse, you have to pay us $15,000 for a package of 20. How much money did you even get quoted? What was the cost?
25.
$25,000.
This is back in like 2019. We were poor, man. We were so poor.
Yeah, give us $25,000, Bobby, so we can tell people about Skybrowse.
Yeah, dude. In 2019, like $25,000 was like half our bank account. There's no way.
What do they think you were? What do they think you were? Fucking Pix4D or something? For that kind of money?
That's what they did. That's exactly what they did.
Exactly.
Oh,
what
man.
You didn't have Parrot money to back you up, right?
Nope. And the crazy thing about Parrot is almost all
It
the
doesn't
revenue
fly?
comes from Pix4D. No, almost all the revenue comes from Pix4D.
No shit, dude.
Not
because
from the drones.
Because the fucking drone sucks, man.
Yeah. And then they just pack the revenue into like R&D and stuff for like their drones and shit, because Pix4D doesn't need money. it's money.
Listen, if you're looking for a drone for your department, and or whatever, and you start looking into these companies, and if you see some of these companies and they're spending more money on hiring marketing people and hiring salespeople, and you have a sales team for every different federal agency that's out there, and you have a sales team for local governments and this and that. But how much of how much of that money is going into R&D, or how much of that money is going into coming out with a new drone, something that hasn't been out for fucking 4 years? Like, come on, like I don't get it. Like if I owned a if that was me, like when I would take my investors' money and try to perfect the drone and make sure that it could compete with DJI and Autel, make a better platform, or not try to spend money in lobbyists and sales people, so you can get these contracts. It's sad. It's sad that it's gotten to that point.
Well, it's like a twofold issue, right? You do need to spend money on marketing, on sales to sell the product, because investors won't fund you if your product won't sell, right? So you gotta sell the product while you're building product or improving the product. And when you're an American drone company, software developers cost 5 times as much. You can get 5 Chinese engineers for the cost of one here in Silicon Valley, paying like $230,000. Like, that's pretty average in Silicon Valley, right? You can get 5 Chinese developers doing that. And then all the costs of getting this, like supply chain, it's so much faster to build a PCB in China than it is here. Like building a PCB here, you could make like maybe like one or two of them a day, pretty easily. In China, you can do 24 a day, and also they can get shipped to you like within the hour. That's not possible here. You build them, and then you gotta go ship them across the U.S. Then you get like one or two. So you don't have the components. You don't have the engineering aspect, the human resource, the human manpower to build all this technology. So you're going to overspend. So why would investors invest in this company, for instance, Skydio, as opposed to DJI? Investors can invest in DJI. I can invest in DJI if I wanted to.
So what's the solution, right? So if you're using all your resources and spending all this money to blacklist, certain competitors, right? Certain Chinese drones, and let's say if that happened, right? Let's, hypothetically, let's say if DJI got banned from being sold in the U.S., right? No Chinese drones can be sold in the U.S. to public safety agencies, right? To the feds, to state, local, and all that stuff, right? Where would that leave everybody? We would be forced to use the same inferior drone, right? It's not like overnight they would be able to improve their drone, right? We'd still be using the same drone that's been out for a while, right? So they eliminate their competitors, right? But they're still not going to be able to source, the components at the prices that, DJI and Autel are doing, and they're not going to have access to the engineers that they do, right? Or the cheap labor. So we would have departments that would probably choose not to fly drones because there's nothing out there to use that's beneficial to what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, from a capitalism perspective, to answer your question, from a capitalism perspective, lobbying away the competitors is the logical answer to it. Otherwise, you'll never be able to beat DJI at their own game. You'll never be able to beat Autel at their game. You'll always be more expensive to build this. So what are you going to do? I mean, what can you do? Either you just bleed money forever, and DJI and Autel keep on, getting bigger and bigger and making more profit, while you get bigger and bigger and lose more money. Eventually, investors just won't invest in you, right? So you gotta just lobby them away. That's the only way you can make money, right? If there's just more market share that's unopened, untapped, that DJI market share gone. All right, that's easy to convince investors. DJI makes $10 billion a year. Yeah, of course, that could be ours. We just gotta, lobby them away. Here's our progress in lobbying them. Here's our plans moving forward. We're going to lobby these 10 states and then these 20 states the year after. And that equates to this amount of market share, whatever it might be.
Yeah, but then what happens? Yeah, but then what happens when so you do all this lobbying, right? And you're spending all this money, right? So the investors, right? All the money that got dumped into the company is all being spent on lobbyists, right? So when you're done lobbying, what money are you going to have to do anything, right? I
Doesn't matter.
guarantee there's more money being spent on the lobbying than there is on the actual R&D of the drone, right? It's got to be. But what happens when they're done lobbying? Are they going to have any money left over to fix it or to come up with something better?
But they don't need to. That's the thing. There's only them and the shooter companies. It's kind of like running from a bear. You just have to run faster than the slowest guy.
Yeah, they're the slowest guy.
Yeah, as long as they're faster than the other American companies, that's okay with them.
What's your take on the Blue UAS? What's your favorite platform on it?
My favorite platform?
Right.
I haven't seen them all. I've only seen Skydio and Parrot. Skydio beats out Parrot.
What about Ascent? You don't like Ascent?
Never seen it in action.
True. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. See, I've seen it in person, like just not flying, just on display. But based on the payloads that it has, the flight time, it seems like it's one of the better options on the Blue UAS.
Yeah. It looks
We
cool.
got to,
And we have like the mini version as well, like the pocketable backpack version. It's pretty cool.
we got to get Sakaki to send us one or to set something up where we can fly one.
That'd be pretty cool.
It is, right?
Shoot him a text. Or
Yeah,
I'll shoot him a text. I
I
don't
think
want
that's
drones.
worth us. I think that's worth just checking it out and seeing if it is definitely better.
Yeah. Anna says we need to do a social group drink. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
We can't see anybody else. You know what we should do? We should like randomly invite people into the video.
We thought about doing that, but I think it'd just get too hectic, where there'd just be like too many people in here.
So you're not inviting like 3 or 4 people in one shot. You invite a person up, let them, like Adrian says, shoot your shot. That's one of his big quotes. And then that's it. And then
What about our guest?
then
What
go to
about
the
our
next
guest
person.
that we have? What's our guest gonna do? Just like hang out?
Yeah, you just keep it going. Why can't the guests participate?
So every single week we have a special guest. You're our special guest this week. So when it's Jeff, myself, and the guest, and then we add on another random guest. Guest number one is just not going to have as much time to talk. I think the podcast gets too big at that point.
You've had people on that talk for like 3-4 hours. You're telling me they have that much shit to say that you can't within those 4 hours. You can't just hey, somebody pop on stage and let's add to the conversation. I would like it.
Yeah.
Maybe some of those people don't want to share their special moment on Bobby's Drone After Dark.
Let's do an antagonistic Drones After Dark. We'll get On God, we'll get Brandon Carr, Charles Warner, Adam Bree, all in here. And then we'll get you, Jeff Clementi, and that's it. And then we'll just let it pan out.
It should be. I feel like it should be like more like an in-person event.
An in-person event, really. Drones After Dark Summit. Ooh.
Yeah.
How many people would pay for tickets?
Oh yeah, you know what? We might even be able to sell like sponsorships, right? Platinum package. Yeah, platinum package, gold package.
I mean,
so you can have your name associated with our event. Yeah. But I swear we're non-profit, okay? We'll donate the money. We'll donate the money to our favorite foundations or something.
Drone responders. 0.5% of my Amazon purchases goes to that company. All right, Luis, thanks for coming on. Do you have any shout outs for anyone else in the chat? Any shout outs for yourself? Anything to tell the listeners of our podcast?
Listen, obviously, all my coworkers thought it was amusing to come on and entertain us in the chat. I'm gonna love to go through these comments now when this is over. But listen, dude, my only shout out is to everybody that's doing the right thing in the drone industry, and people like you, like at Skybrows. Paladin, Divi at Paladin. Drone as a first responder. I keep saying it's going to be huge within the next 5 years. Any public safety drone program is probably going to be a DFR program. Just the benefits from it, the response times. We're averaging about a 90-second response time to a call, and it's a lot. It's beneficial. And then you can close out certain calls before officers even have to go there. So everybody, it's a win-win. So definitely see the drones and public safety programs are going to be more geared towards DFR programs in the future. And and you see it's we went from one agency in the country that had been doing it for years, and now there's a few agencies doing it. It's no longer just Cape doing it. You have a few companies doing it now. And but like anything else, do your due diligence. If you're looking to start a DFR program, just definitely look at the different options that are out there. If you're content with being on top of the roof with the controller aimed at, so you can get maximize the distance and not get any range anxiety out of it while the drone's going to a call. There's two players out there, and if you wanna have the ease of sitting somewhere and just entering the destination and knowing that the drone's going to get there over LTE, obviously give Paladin a call. But so yeah, definitely, shout out to you, Bobby, at Skybrows and the stuff that you're doing there. And like I said, everybody else that's doing the right thing in the drone industry. And if anybody ever has any questions with starting a program or help with anything, just reach out to me. I promise you, I'm not going to sell you a platinum package or a gold package just to help you out. But yeah, that's pretty much it, dude.
Great. Luis Figueiredo, everybody. The drone detective. He wants what's best for the industry, and he loves middle-aged men. He loves that attention. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And we are concluding this show. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're starting the post-show. So